Alright, let me paint you a picture. I own a decent-sized farm, a beautiful piece of land that's been in my family for generations. It's my sanctuary, my workplace, and my home. The main road runs along the front of my property, but there's this old, private dirt road that cuts right through the middle of it. It's basically just 2 tire tracks through a field, connecting one part of my land to another. It's clearly marked with private property and no trespassing signs. You literally can't miss them. For years, everything was fine. People respected the signs. Then, she moved in, a new family bought the house down the main road, and that's when the trouble started. I'll call her Karen. The first time I saw her, she was speeding down my dirt road in her shiny white SUV, kicking up a huge cloud of dust. I was out mending a fence, and I just stood there, stunned. I figured, okay, maybe she's new, maybe she's lost. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I walked over, waved politely, and explained that this was a private road on my farm. You know what she did? She drove around it, right through my freshly seeded pasture, leaving deep ruts in the soil. I was furious. That was a direct hit to my livelihood. I called the sheriff's office. A deputy came out, had a chat with her, and she promised it wouldn't happen again. I felt completely powerless. The law was on my side, but she clearly didn't care. My first thought was a gate. I spent a whole weekend installing a heavy-duty metal gate with a thick chain and a padlock. I felt a sense of relief. Surely this would stop her. The next morning, I woke up to find my brand new gate completely destroyed. I felt I had every right to protect my property. I did some research and found you can buy vehicle disabling spike strips online. They weren't cheap, but at this point, the cost was worth my sanity. When they arrived, I felt a nervous thrill. This was it. No turning back. I picked a spot on the dirt road, a little way in from the entrance, where the ground was a bit softer. I spent a good hour digging a shallow trench, just deep enough to lay the spike strips in. But I made sure they were positioned perfectly, right where her tires would pass. Then I carefully covered them with a thin layer of dirt and some loose leaves and grass. I brushed it over so it looked completely natural. You couldn't tell anything was there. I even put up a new sign. Warning: severe tire damage ahead. Private property. I figured that was fair warning. It felt like I was in a movie, waiting for the final showdown. I took a sip of my coffee and savored the moment. It was a beautiful sight. She walked around her vehicle, her jaw dropping as she saw each shredded tire. Again. And did you not see the new sign? Severe tire damage ahead. I tried to warn you. She was practically vibrating with rage. She kept screaming about how I was going to pay for this. True to her word, a sheriff's car pulled up about 20 minutes later. The deputy got out, looking tired. Karen immediately launched into her story, painting me as a maniac who had set a dangerous trap. The deputy listened patiently, then turned to me. I calmly explained the entire history. Then I pointed to the brand new sign I had put up right at the entrance. He looked at Karen, ma'am. He said, "This is private property." You chose to ignore it. As far as I'm concerned, you're the one who was trespassing, and you assumed the risk. Karen's face was a mixture of shock and fury. She started arguing with the deputy, but he wasn't having it. The deputy told her she needed to arrange for a tow truck to remove her vehicle